Banana pudding. I like banana pudding.
Yeah, I mean, even that's gonna be made right, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you got to
'Cause I
make
like,
it when you make that stuff. You got to like toss a banana in the freezer. It didn't need that. It needs to be black. It need to look like you, because that's when the flavor is good.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
the only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
You know, I just thought about something. I could use other headphones that I had in the truck.
Yeah. Oh, the one with the mouthpiece?
The like yours.
Yeah.
Well, actually, would I even need the mouthpiece? I could just connect it straight
get
to
your
here.
microphone there.
Yeah.
But you don't want to. Don't you say you don't want those because you don't want to mess up your hair, even though your hair looking like all ratty and shit.
I gotta keep the doctoral back going. You know what I'm saying?
You looking like Samuel L. Jackson in Black Snake Moan.
Oh shit!
That's gonna be you, bro.
Nah, his beard was fucked up. At least I try to keep mine together.
Listen,
The hair, different story.
I can't say nothing about nobody's beard because I'm kind of jealous that y'all motherfuckers got hair on the cheeks.
Look, your goatee was filling in. I don't know what you did. I don't know why you shaved it. I know. I don't know why. You should have just lined it up and trimmed it up and all that good stuff.
Nah, brother. I already get enough comments about people thinking I'm Hispanic. If I get that lined up goatee, bro, I'm looking straight Pablo up in here.
I was gonna say, all you gotta do is go see the Puerto Ricans and let them, cut you up a little bit. You'll be fine.
I'll get some lined up goatee, some thin sideburns, a little too much lip gloss.
All right, LL Cool J.
Eyebrows done. Matter of fact, I saw a video of LL the other day, man. Like when he shaved up, that motherfucker still looked like he's 30. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's Hollywood, man. The money. Plus, I do think that obviously, he works out. He's always worked out.
Yeah.
I do think he actually has like a healthy living habit.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red 4 Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
Well, speaking of people who look much younger than they should, we got a movie this week that is a sequel to an 80s, trilogy, 80s, 90s film trilogy. And my God, when you look at the star and you look at everyone else, there's this joke I heard, and I think it really applies. I think Aries Spears said this joke, but it really applies to this movie. He said, white people, y'all age like fruit. I'm just thinking about banana peel. I was like, man, yeah. But then, this movie right here is kind of a visual representation of that.
Yeah, I don't care how much makeup you wear and everything else. Even what's his name, Jason or Joseph Gordon-Levitt or whatever.
Yeah,
he looked like he was old.
Yeah,
or aged a bit, and I was like, maybe that's just movie stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
but he's always had a young look to him, but not in this movie.
Maybe it was because of the beard. Because his beard was thick. He was parts of it, like with the beard in his eyes. I was like, he looking a little Hispanic in this movie. Yeah. Anyway, the movie we talking about this week. Hey, relax. Some motherfuckers.
Right. I said, shut the fuck up.
No, it's like it's the UPS delivery people.
His food is there.
Nah, it's food. There's probably another Amazon package. Matter of fact, fucking Amazon, the motherfuckers were supposed to deliver his butt wipes. Cause he got them butt wipes because he got a rotund little hiney, and
he got a furry ass booty.
So sometimes when he poops, you get a little residual.
Oh gosh!
Like I wipe it down, but they delivered it to the wrong address last night, and I was just like. They sent a picture. It says delivered. I look at the picture. I'm like, this ain't where I live. Like, what the fuck is going on?
That's crazy.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So the movie we talking about this week is Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Yes, sir.
Why did they call it? I mean, I understand it's Axel Foley. Why did they call it Axel F?
Honestly, when I first saw it, when I first saw the preview thing for it, I thought it said AF. I was thinking, look, Beverly Hills Cop as fuck. Like, what's...
That's what I thought too.
Okay.
I was like, man, that's a little too 2024.
You know, if you look at Eddie Murphy's last couple movies, Coming to America, You People,
Mhm.
even though like he's an older actor,
Yeah.
you could tell he's trying to keep it with today's society.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. So, with that being said, do
Mm.
you feel like this movie was trying to keep up with today's society, or do you think it like kind of represented like the '80s kind of movie feel more?
Now, this one, in my opinion, I actually liked it because it was done differently from his last couple movies.
What do you mean?
Like you could tell it was newer style, 2024. You know, like the cars, Beverly Hills, the chase, everything else like that. But he still had the '80s mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't try to make a remake of an '80s movie in 24 and be from 2024.
Yeah.
He still act like he was from the '80s. So I like that part of it, except for the one part that I feel like um was new style. And that's the I don't know his name, but he goes to talk to the Spanish Chilapo, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, the Luis Guzman.
Yeah, he's doing the karaoke and
Yeah.
all glittered up and shit. I was like, okay, now I think this part was trying to keep up with more of 2024.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie itself, I think, was just like, you know, him being a cop.
Yeah.
With the '80s mentality in 2024. Except for that part.
Yeah. So for me, as far as how I feel about this movie, I am going to give the movie a great big
Okay.
because,
Okay.
like you just said, it and with the last couple of movies he's done, again, Coming to America, things like that, it felt like it was written by a 20-year-old in 2024. And so the movie, when you would watch it, kind of felt like they were trying to update it, and it didn't feel right. It lost kind of its soul. Whereas this one, it still felt like it had like 2024 technology as far as how it was shot, some of the stunts and stuff like that. But as far as the soul and the attitude and the just the way the story came across, Eddie Murphy's character, it felt like it was still in line with an 80s movie.
Yeah.
I think part of that is they didn't treat it like it was aware of itself. That makes sense.
Okay.
Like some movies, when it's you're like, okay, Coming to America, you're kind of aware that it's like a fucking crazy premise. So like everybody is just trying to, make references to the older movie or their characters in the older movie. Whereas this one, it just felt like they were just playing it like a straight cop movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like this movie. It felt like a nice 80s action movie. It was one of those movies where, and I think maybe this might be the best compliment you can give to a movie like this. These are the movies that get made straight for streaming, Netflix, Apple, all that shit.
Yeah.
If this was in theaters, I think it would have made a good amount of fucking money.
Yeah.
I felt like this might have been one of those movies that, like, in theaters, you might get like the older crowd that goes on that first week, but word of mouth carries and it actually stays in theaters and makes a decent fucking amount in the theater.
Yeah.
Like, if you were Netflix, would you have like taken the opportunity to release this in theaters?
Yeah. Just because of the name of it, you know what I'm saying? But then again, thinking about, like I said, the broader picture of it, he remade Coming to America, and in my opinion, it wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying?
I'll agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? And so they probably thought about the ratings from his last couple movies, like, you know what? This one should probably go to theaters. But if his reputation from his last couple movies are gonna carry over,
Yeah.
let's just put it here, just to be safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. If you look at it like, okay, like it's a remake, it's aimed at an older crowd that might not be going to theaters anymore. Like, you don't want to spend the money, like, printing out the fucking, making all those fucking like things for like the posters and all that shit for the theater. Let's just put it on streaming and, we'll make our money that way. But I kind of wish I had seen this on a big screen.
Oh yeah, I would have enjoyed it. There's only one thing I hated about the movie.
What's that?
When the beat dropped, they played it all through the movie, just at different cadences.
I didn't mind that.
No, because that's like Mission Impossible. Everybody knows that music.
Mm-hmm.
You don't start the movie off with that shit. You wait till it starts getting hot and heavy and that scene's about to come. You hear the music, you're like, oh shit, this is where it's going down.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
but to me, it kind of felt more like an 8 Mile, where you would lose yourself. You kind of hear it subtly in the background throughout the movie, but every time you hear it, it kind of builds a little closer and closer towards what the song actually sounds like. So then by the end, you actually get the song. You know, that's kind of what I felt like. It kind of felt like it was just in the background, slightly here or there, but like, finally by the end of the movie, you actually get the music the right way. No. Speaking of music, what you drinking?
What am I drinking today? Shit. So early. I'm actually going with another coffee again, the Black Rifle.
First of all, how are you gonna sit there and say it's so early?
I know, coming from me, right?
It's fucking probably later than it was when we filmed last time.
Actually, I ain't got alcohol. All I got is some beer, and I ain't feel like drinking beer this morning.
So you just got some Black Rifle coffee?
Yeah, I wish I had some tequila. That'd be good with this.
How's it? Well, we're both doing coffee today.
Oh, okay. What you got?
I got me a nice Wawa coffee.
Oh shit.
A little fucking what is it? The
you say the way to go home? What'd you say?
It says Wawa. Let me see. Yeah, the Wawa way is the way to go.
Why'd you try to sing Wawa? You say Wawa.
I thought it was like a jingle.
Okay.
But going into it, I had.
The fuck is that? A sippy cup? On.
That's what I'm saying.
You called it too. You called it. You said you goes, what the fuck is that? That shit made for that baby moonshine shit.
You hear about this bottle of alcohol? Babies are us. No, what happened is, so I got it's the Appalachian sipping cream from Sugarland.
Okay, I see that. So at the top though, it's like, is that ready to go top? Like you just crack it up and go?
No, so what happened is, my normal top that I use to pour it into shots. I went to screw it on and it broke.
Oh shit!
This is just a top that I use to put on like mason jars whenever I'm making something. Like if I'm making fusions, and then I can just pop it open, a sip,
and start drinking.
So I'm gonna pour a shot of this, but then I'm gonna pour it into my coffee. So
this is
like that sipping cream shit.
Yeah, the grown ass sippy cup. You know what's fucked about it? I like the idea, but change that goddamn color.
Oh no, I got like a bunch of other colors.
Oh shit!
Tossed that one on there because I knew you would say something. I was looking at it, I was like, God damn, it was the minute Chris sees this shit. And what the fuck are you doing, man?
Man. Got some baby formula.
Yeah. But I'm just afraid I'm gonna pour like a bunch out at once.
Just put it, just drink it at the bottom. It's already made. It's already ready for it.
Nah, we're not doing that. Listen, if I gotta get my hair cut after. If I'm show up there after drinking a bunch of this, I'm liable to come back with a fucking crooked fade and all this shit.
So you be all right. You're not the one doing the cutting. Just sit still.
All right, I'll be sitting there like shaking like Stevie Wonder and shit.
Oh man!
All right, so let's take a drink and real quick and let's talk about this movie because I really like this movie.
Okay. Ooh.
Yep. I heard that.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Ooh, banana pudding. Woo, 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 woo.
Yep. That's what it tastes like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is one of the ones you just pour on ice, sip it, but I'm gonna pour it in my coffee.
Actually, well, banana pudding. No.
You can't be eating bananas, watermelons, none of that shit. Too many stereotypes.
Yeah. And that's why I'm not like a banana fan. Like I don't like bananas. I only like bananas in banana form. Banana candy, banana milkshake, banana fucking whatever. It's not good.
I ain't never heard it said like that before. I don't like bananas in banana form.
I'm just saying.
I only like the fruit.
Yeah.
I don't like banana flavored shit. I only like the fruit. No.
Okay,
I only
you know
like
what I mean?
bananas in banana form.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, look, it sounded good to me. Okay.
That's a banana, not a transformer, bro.
Man, they were trying to make it into one. Like, do you even like banana Laffy Taffies? Banana Now Laters?
Not now.
Banana milkshake?
I like banana Laffy Taffy.
Mm.
Banana pudding. I like banana pudding.
Yeah, I mean, even that's gonna be made right, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you gotta
'Cause
make when you make that stuff, you gotta like toss the banana in the freezer. It didn't need that motherfucker needs to be black. It need to look like you, because that's when the flavor is good. It do.
Now you know what would love me. You know what I'm saying? The flavor
Like,
is
it
good.
look chocolate dipped.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Because if you just use like a regular yellow banana, you know, it's you only got a little bit of that banana flavor. You gotta let that motherfucker, you know, Africanized banana. And
You, you just, you just brought my mind back to this memory that I was dating this girl back in the day, and she was a white girl, and we at? I think going to the casino to a concert, and for some reason this casino had chocolate dipped fruit.
Yep.
And she's like, "Ooh, I can get me a chocolate dipped banana," and I'm like, "Okay." She gets it, and she's like so happy. And she's eating it like, you know, this is her chocolate dip banana. Everybody walking by just give me that look like, And I'm like, You know what I'm saying? Ladies, only eat that when you're at home by yourself unless you're trying to send a message. Just saying.
Bro, so one of my boys, we had this conversation. It was about eating hot dogs. And he says he can't eat a hot dog like this. You can't just take a hot dog and eat it like this. He has to break it in half and eat it like that. I'm like, we were like, well, what's the difference? He goes, oh, it tastes different. Like, nah, come on, man. It don't taste. He goes, no, you can't just eat it like, huh? You gotta eat it like, huh? I'm like, just because you're making a different noise, don't mean it tastes different, bro. I'm like, you so scared about somebody making a gay joke that you gotta break a fucking hot dog in half and eat it that way. Come on, man.
That's gonna make you look suspect.
Yeah. All I'm saying is like, yo, if you think too hard about that kind of stuff, like that's why like when people say pause all the time, I'm like, you really worried about that, huh? You really worried? Do you think somebody's gonna think you're gay just because you say like, you know, the hole ain't big enough for the can? Like,
yeah.
I don't put that much thought into it.
Yeah, I feel like people say pause. I mean, sometimes it's definitely needed.
No, it's never needed.
No, I feel like it depends on like who's speaking, whatever's going on, and then what they say. And if the whole room catches it, like, wait, hold on, let me change that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you just say it off of, like your own conversation, because sometimes you make it known that you just said something.
Yeah.
Weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think saying pause is more funny. Like if I say pause, it's because I know you're gonna laugh if I say something. But like, you know, people literally say that and just to like, you know, hey, I ain't saying nothing gay. Like, who gives a shit? Who really gives a shit? You know?
Especially this day and age.
Yeah. You know? Me and this man was entering this other dude. No. Like, don't worry about that. Pause. See?
Yeah, that's definitely a pause one. Like, what do you mean you and this man entering another dude? What the fuck?
You didn't let me finish. Enter another dude's house.
Shit. Oh God.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. Okay. So, you know, to me, this movie reminded me of the first Rush Hour.
Okay.
In the sense that it felt like a buddy cop movie that treated itself, you know, kind of seriously. That second one, I felt like kind of they were trying a little too hard sometimes to make jokes, which I actually think the second one's funnier. But you know, sometimes when it's when they try to be funny versus letting things be funny.
Yeah. Did you feel like this one was funny?
I thought it was funny. It was dry humor.
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't remember any scene anything that actually had me like over the top laughing.
Yeah. There wasn't any scenes that were like trying really hard to make a funny scene. It was just kind of like, casual conversations where they would make a funny joke or something like that.
Mm.
You know, it was one. There was only one part that I thought I was like, this I feel like it is an '80s joke, but it just wasn't as funny. It was when he jumped in the fucking the golf cart.
Okay.
You know, the police, the with the parking lady, and, the golf cart, and then he jumped in there, and then she fucking maces him. He's just like, it's in my eyes.
Yeah.
That was just kind of like,
Yeah. And then you pour water on it, which of course water makes it worse. But you know, TV.
All right, so so the storyline for this movie is, you got Eddie Murphy, Axel Foley. He's in Detroit doing his thing because he's away from Beverly Hills. He's got a daughter in Beverly Hills, and he has to go back to Beverly Hills because his old friend goes missing. He calls her before he goes missing, and in doing so, he gets caught up in a case that his daughter happens to be the lawyer on, and with all his old friends and trying to figure it out. What do you think of the storyline of the movie?
I thought it was believable. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing too like outstretched, nothing like that. You know, his old partner, old friend, calls him to give him a heads up about his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because she, like you said, she's involved in the case with some bad people.
Yep.
And knowing that they got a rocky relationship and don't talk or whatever, I mean, that's a father's duty. Like, wait a minute, let me go in here and see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, Eddie Murphy don't know nothing. He's just going out there to go make sure she's okay. And his best friend is supposed to pick him up from the airport and never shows up.
Yeah.
But okay, I feel like this is a stab at O.J. Simpson with the old Bronco rental.
I thought that for a second.
Okay, see, so I'm not stupid.
I thought that for a second, but I did. But it was. I think it was just to show off that like he still got that '80s mentality.
Okay.
So that's why when he talks the way he talks, whatever, it's like, oh yeah, he's that guy. He's like, I ain't growing old with I ain't trying to keep up with the times. I'm gonna just be me, kind of thing.
Okay. See, I felt like Detroit Lions in Detroit, Bronco racing down the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it a time or two before. Just saying.
I liked how the storyline or the crime that they were investigating wasn't too over the top. Like I could actually see this kind of storyline happening in like an 80s or 90s movie. Whereas instead of it's not some giant cartel, it's not some fucking trigger warning where it ends up being some fucking local terrorists trying to like blow up some shit. It's just fucking dirty cops.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't over the top. It wasn't nothing like too crazy. Like Kevin Bacon's character, talking about the way he's dressed and the guys and everything else. And then, just like regular.
Did you like how they unveiled Kevin Bacon as the villain? Yeah,
I mean, I feel like I can kind of see it coming.
Well, I mean, they kind of tell you pretty early on, like, okay, he's the villain. Which I like because some movies they try to do the big reveal. Remember fucking Juntao?
Oh yeah.
Rush Hour. Like sometimes they wait till the end to do the reveal. Whereas in this one they kind of told you early on, like, hey, yeah, Kevin Bacon's the villain. He's the dirty cop, and now they got to navigate it that way because it was realistic when he like, they probably know we already know. They probably already moved this shit. Like it was the way the story progressed. There wasn't no leaps in logic,
Yeah, true. Yeah, it was just a fun movie to watch. Like you couldn't be upset at it.
Yeah.
Like even if you had expectations.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying, even if you had expectations for it, it's almost like you didn't need it. It was still just fun to watch. It's a cool movie to watch.
I think the expectation I had was, I hope this feels like the older Beverly Hills Cop movie and not fucking Coming to America.
Yeah.
I think Coming to America tried too hard. Like with Eddie Murphy fucking doing the shit with the fucking the staffs, both staffs, like the fighting.
Yeah.
And like his little kids were like fucking the fucking, what is it? The guards from Black Panther and shit.
I don't even remember the movie that much. I just remember the way James Earl Jones died. I was like, what? He just looked over, smiled, and dropped his head. And I was like,
They should have threw him off a cliff and I'm like, oh, that's the Mufasa moment.
oh man.
Ugh. But no, I like. What'd you think about the Eddie Murphy and his daughter's relationship?
I thought it was cool, like more realistic, not just for TV.
Yeah, 'cause you
You
got
know.
kids. I ain't got no kids. I ain't got nobody. Fucking planning my downfall like you might.
So I get rid of the motherfuckers. You know? That's gonna bite me in the ass. But,
I get rid of them too. It's called a Hanes sock. It just,
man. Oh man.
But no, like their relationship, it felt like an honest father-daughter relationship. Like, you left and now I harbor all this resentment for you. Like you weren't the dad. You were the dad you wanted to be, not the dad I needed, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because she says, the things you used to teach me about, escaping out of a trunk, escaping out of fucking
Handcuffs and shit.
handcuffs and shit. Like, that's not some shit you're supposed to teach your daughter.
Yeah.
But then he also says, that was him trying to show that he loved her, but that's how he knew how.
Yeah.
Like, what's something odd? What's an odd or outlandish kind of like skill that you've taught your kids or you want to teach your kids besides how to hide?
I'm gonna see what you say. This is how to hide at night.
Yeah.
No, it's how to cheat death multiple times. First, you got to know what you're made of. So get up there and play in the road and see what happens. if you don't get hit, you got some skills.
Bro, you're gonna start having your kids get bit by garter snakes. Just like, hey, you're gonna have to get used to this. At some point, that snake gonna have some venom.
Oh shit. Actually, one thing. Well, I mean, I've said this before. Like on a more serious note, just how to survive. Like no matter what, always know how to.
I mean, to me, that's a blanket statement. I'm saying like, what's one? Tell me one specific tool, trait, something that you like want to teach your kid that someone might look at you like, why the fuck did you teach your daughter that? Like how to hotwire a car or some shit, I'm not saying you, but just
I don't even know how to do that shit. I know I've seen it done, but I don't know how to do it. One trait. You know what? Which this probably something a blanket answer too, but at the same time I think it's very, very important. Knowing how to cook with nothing.
Okay. Yeah, knowing how to make a Chris Brown, drunken night meal. With the eggs. Would you eat all the eggs? 18 eggs. You get them all?
Yeah, with some shrimp.
Bro, I was talking to him the other day about that shit. He was like, well, like everybody was buying all this liquor and all this stuff. I just bought the chicken and the eggs, so I didn't know anybody wanted the eggs.
Hey, shit, our fat asses, come on now.
I think for me, it would be I would teach my kid, probably my daughter, either how to change a tire or how to change your oil.
Okay.
Like that's something where I'm like, hey, come out here, let's learn this shit. And like some people might look at like your daughter might look at that situation, but like, I needed a loving dad. I didn't need my dad to teach me mechanic shit. But then, the time comes and you gotta change your tire on the side of the road. You know how to do it.
True. Cause shit, you never know where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
I've been on many roads where there was nothing for miles in straight blackness.
Yep.
And I'm part of that blackness. Just saying.
And Obama billboards. I get it.
and not good ones either. Man.
All right. So like we were saying earlier, Eddie Murphy looks great. Everyone else in this movie, they all look like the Crypt Keeper or some Skeletor. I was like, man, like it is really. I know they say black don't crack. My God, this man was a porcelain tile. Everyone else was a dirt road. I was like, God damn.
Like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's makeup and stuff on set and everything, but even watching Eddie Murphy and his interviews and everything, I mean, he don't look bad. You know what I'm saying?
That man's 60, almost 70 years old.
But Sylvester Stallone the same way. He like 77, some shit like that.
Yeah, but his mouth don't move. Like it used to, bro.
No, okay. See, I know what's changed something real quick. I actually watched his documentary,
Mhm.
and I found out that he had a birth defect that caused his mouth to do that. See, I always thought it was like makeup in Hollywood and Botox and shit like that, but that's something natural that he just can't control.
But here's the thing: I have friends that have that same thing. Like when they talk, like their bottom lip kind of drops down like that. The kid that played his son in Rocky Balboa, he has that same thing. Those motherfuckers can all talk clear.
I mean, well, they were born
His
early
jaw
too.
muscles. I think he's been working out his jaw muscles. They don't move; they all stiff.
I mean, he's still in shape too. You know what I'm saying? For the most part.
Yeah, a lot of that, prescription stuff will help with that. This motherfucker is.
See, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to Hollywood, you don't know who's actually doing it, and actually like that's their natural self, and you know who's on some shit. Just saying.
Listen, if I had that money, I would be on some shit too. My ass would look like fucking. I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't try to look like Sylvester Stallone or The Rock, but give me that fucking. Oh, give me that fucking Michael B. Jordan. Give me that.
We'll see. See him as an actor. He trains for that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Stallone, The Rock, that's their lifestyle.
Yeah.
LL Cool J. Like I feel like if they skip a day in the gym, the world's ending.
Yeah.
I think that's just their mentality. You know what I'm saying?
I'd
Plus
actually.
with The Rock, well, he's always back in WB every so often. So I think he just tries to stay stage ready.
Well, I think for a lot of those guys,
Mhm.
especially that got like they got big in like the action hero era, and they got like it's almost like I can still lean on that. As long as I'm working out and keeping in that shape, like I'm always 2 steps close to re-achieving what I already achieved before, because that's what kind of like led them in that direction. But okay, so the supporting cast, like again, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Kevin Bacon, the girl who played his daughter, I don't know her name.
Now do I feel like I've seen him before in another movie.
No, I don't know. Probably one of them Tyler Perry's movies you love.
No, she spoke Spanish. Tyler Perry. Nah, yeah, he's straight Negro.
I don't know. No, he had Kathy Bates in one of his movies. I don't remember which one.
Oh yeah, the family that prays.
Yeah. I think all like as a whole, no one in this movie played it like they were trying to recreate Beverly Hills Cop. They just made a good movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the best way to approach something like this is like, don't try to recreate anything. Just say, okay, let's make the best version of this story.
Yeah.
Possible. And then just sprinkle it with some of the stuff that happened before. Like what's a 80s movie that you would want to redo now, but try to still keep that same feel?
An 80s movie?
Yeah.
Shit, I was born in the 80s, so I gotta,
Okay, early 80s, early 90s. Childhood.
They've already redone them and they sucked. You know what I'm saying?
Was that your stomach?
Yeah. You heard that?
Yeah. God
shit,
damn,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Grimace over here.
That's fucked up.
You like Black Grimace, bro.
No, I'm talking about that. You heard my stomach. And then that shit was loud. Man.
Motherfucker. That's what it sounds like.
Is looking for that morning hit that I ain't take yet. Maybe I should have drank the beer.
Yeah, what's an 80s? Is there an 80s movie that like okay, so even if they redid it and they suck, like what's an 80s movie that you would want to redo like but the right way?
Power Rangers. That was the 80s, that was the early 90s, but still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't like that new one?
No.
I think that I didn't like the costume. I didn't mind the story. I didn't like the costumes. Costumes look a little too fucking Iron Man-y.
I feel like any kid from our era, when the new Power Rangers movie came out, we were all hyped, and it was like Nah.
I listen when the new Power Rangers came out again. Yeah, I was like, okay, they're trying to treat it a little more seriously, stuff like that. Then I saw the suits. I was like, just use the suits from the old movie.
Yeah.
Them shit was fucking dope. I don't know. Sometimes I sit there and I'm like, okay, when you reuse or redo a movie and you make it like you're trying to just recreate the old thing, I'm like, sometimes like, oh, why can't you update it? But then sometimes they update it a little too much, and I'm like, okay, did you even watch the old show? No. Like did you see Kickboxer Vengeance? The one where Batista played Tong Po?
Nah, I don't even know.
Yeah, it has Van Damme's in it. I forget the other dude that plays Kurt Sloan or whatever, but yeah, it's like it loses the heart of the old story, I guess. I don't know how else to say it.
Like, I mean, even what was on TV the other day? I was watching that work, Karate Kid.
Which one?
You know, the newer one
with Jaden?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What'd you think?
And I seen it when it came out, and I think it was bad. But everybody remembers in the very first movie, he injured, it was his foot or his leg.
His foot.
And he has to do that kick off of one foot. You know what I'm saying? This one was so, you could tell it wasn't real. And that's what pissed me off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole buildup of it, the story behind it, him wanting to fight because he was still scared and everything else, like to get over that fear. I got all that. But that last ending kick should have been something like the first one. You know what I'm saying?
It should have been simpler, right?
Like simple and more realistic, you know what I'm saying?
Like a spun.
Not some spin around, backflip
kick, landed on the same foot.
Like, you are not Tony Jaa. He's the one that can do that shit. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I liked the updated version, but yeah, that's probably the one thing in that movie that I don't like is that last kick.
And that's what made it not necessarily say suck because it was still a good movie. Yeah. But that ending part was what made the first movie so good. The ending kick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What
would you want to see remade?
Bloodsport?
Really? Nah, you can't remake that.
Yeah, I want to see a movie like that where, like, you know, motherfuckers come in from but okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm afraid of is they would probably do a movie. I think a movie that was kind of like that was like Warrior, where like
because with Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I think in 2024, like if you try to remake the movie, it would be a little too MMA. I don't want to see MMA. I want to see different styles of fighting all around the world. The monkey dude that was chopping the fucking coconuts with his hand, sumo wrestler. You know, I want it to look like Street Fighter, like, you know, different characters from around the world. I don't want it to be real.
Yeah,
you know, and then I think that's another thing that like that happens in movies nowadays. Like every time they make them, they try to be, oh, let's make it more realistic. And sometimes I'm just like, no, let's make it just as outlandish as it was back then.
Yeah,
you know, because imagine if you watch Bloodsport today and they try to make it today, everybody would look like an MMA fighter. Everybody would look the same. They would all have this. They would all just have the same like tone to them. There wouldn't be like a wild cast of characters like back in the day.
Okay, so speaking of like martial arts movies, do you think they could ever remake it Enter the Dragon?
No, you can't.
Nah,
you can't. But here's the thing, like that character, any character that even the minute they put on the kung fu shirt, the white kung fu shirt, like, oh, he's trying to be Bruce Lee.
I mean, but how would you not pay homage to as what quote unquote the greatest martial artist to ever live?
I get it. But you know what's interesting about Enter the Dragon? Everybody remembers him going to the island and fighting in a tournament, but actually this motherfucker was like a spy, and he was like doing shit, like going in and out, trying to like, you know, discover some shit, looking for his sister or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they probably lean on that aspect of the movie.
I don't know, but you know, I don't know. They got me thinking because how do you remake that smack to the white dude in the yellow suit? That shit is so lethal. I know it was movie, but man, he'd have snapped me the first time. Like, yo, wait, what? Nah. What did it do? He just hit me. Like how many times? Just once. Just what?
Nah, just dude, one of the most badass things ever said in the movie was when the dude holds up the fucking wood and he goes, "Wah!"
Mm-hmm.
He goes, boards don't hit back. I was like,
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh man.
When's the last time you heard a line like that in a movie?
Mm. Huh.
Okay, so the last time I heard a line like that in a movie that kind of accentuated how badass someone was,
Mhm.
uh, it's not what you did, it's who you did it to. Because that wasn't just no man, that was John Wick. Like,
Okay.
you're that, you're like, oh goddamn, like it's not what you did, it's who you did it to.
Hmm.
Like, okay, we in for some shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a line I came across the other day because the TV's on when I'm at work, so I just hear a lot of background noise.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like certain scenes. I don't know. I wish I could remember it. But yeah, that line in the Into the Dragon is cold. Like you can never redo that. Like
Yeah.
boards don't hit back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. This one in the movie, even Mike Tyson, everybody got a plan until they get hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody got planned that they get punched in the face. Okay, so was there any lines in this movie that made you go like, you're trying too hard?
I wouldn't say trying too hard, but there was one line in the movie or one part in the movie that I felt was too quick.
What was it?
And that's when he goes to get his friend. I can't remember his name, the white dude.
Rosewood?
Yeah, Rosa, there you go. At the dock.
Mm-hmm.
And when he sees him in the through the door, he says, "All right, I'll tell you where the SD card is. Go fuck yourself." Like, okay, like just like that, you know what I'm saying? You've been sitting here getting tortured for God knows how long, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now just like that would make me as a villain. Okay, what am I about to expect? Something's about to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I just feel like that was too quick. When like yeah, other than that, not really.
Actually, you know one of my favorite parts of the movie, it felt the most realistic,
Mhm.
was when Foley went to talk to his old friend who was like the police chief now. And he was like, "Hey man," he goes, "Hey man, you've been trying to like, you've been trying to like push me away or do whatever that's been going on with this case. Like, do you got something to do with it?" Because in some movies, they don't verbalize that. They don't sit there and just like if you suspect that your friend might be in cahoots,
Yeah.
just like oh yeah, you got something to do with it. He goes, "You gonna fucking accuse me of that shit? But get the fuck out of my office. Yeah, get the fuck out of my office. Get out of here. Like you're not involved in this shit no more."
Yeah.
I like that scene because that actually felt like that's how I would react in that scene. Like, hey man, you've been trying to really push me away from this fucking case. You got something to do with it? Like,
Yeah.
Because there's in a lot of movies like this, there's always that leap in logic where you're like, hey man, why don't you go check on this aspect? But obviously it's not that part of the story yet, so they don't go looking for it. Where to me, in this movie, it felt like everything moved kind of naturally.
Yeah. I do sound like the police chief's workout regiment.
Like just walking on a thing.
Walking and drinking beer.
My mom the other day, I got on her. I was like, Mom, did you go? Because I always tell her, I was like, I bought her a treadmill and everything. I was like, Mom, did you go walking today? She goes, no, Michaela's sleeping in the living room. I couldn't walk. I was like, is it sunny outside? You got shoes? Go walking. I was like, what do you mean you can't walk because the Michaela, you can still walk on the treadmill if she's sleeping there.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm like, Mom, I'm getting off a plane and I'm going to the gym. Like, don't talk to me about tired.
Man.
Because I raised you. That's her thing. I raised you. Now you're gonna talk back to me? What she say all the time. I raised you all the time. Now you talk back to your mom? I'm like, I'm looking out for your health. I'm just tired.
Well, at least you're honest about it. I bet you she could say, man, nigga outside, leave me alone. Shut up, eat some rice. Leave me alone.
You wait. I think she's waiting for you to be there so that you can be like, you can give her the heads up. Like, yeah, you're right for that one.
Look, I wouldn't even give it a heads up. I laughed the way she told go play with some balls.
Every time you wake up, you fail.
Let's go play with balls. Like there was so much emotion behind that line. Oh man.
Shit.
Look, he's sitting there with the stink face.
Like,
Michaela spit on her food. I was spit on my drink. You're leaning against the wall crying like, and you can't plan that shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
oh, God damn. All right. So you know, in this movie, there was the argument that Foley had with his daughter in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and she says to him, he says to her like, I've been your dad as long as you've been my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope. Because people don't think about that. Like, especially for like single parents, like, they think because you have a kid, all of a sudden you should know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's the assumption that, you don't have a kid until you're ready.
Mm.
But like, you're learning, a lot of times you're learning on the job.
Yeah.
They're learning to be a kid. You're learning to be a parent.
Mm.
Like, you ever had a moment in that where you're like, hey man, I'm trying my best. Like, stop, I get maybe I might have made a bad decision here, but like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying my best. I'm learning. Like, you ever had a moment like that?
I wouldn't say like verbatim like that, but I have had moments when I realized that I was wrong in the situation.
Yeah, that's for like every day of your life, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, right. Every time you eat that salami, you're like, yeah, I'm really wrong for this, but I should slice it. I shouldn't be taking full bites out of the thing like that.
No, it ain't that. So somebody eat the kids' Lunchables. Yeah, I was wrong, but that turkey and cheddar was calling my name. You can have the Twix. I don't give a shit about that.
I'll take the Twix. You can have the fucking other.
Oh man.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've had moments where I had to sit down, and be like, you know what, my parenting skills wasn't the best today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, why is it? Why is it that everybody expects a parent to know everything? I mean, I get the kid does, because the kid is basically entrusting you with teaching them how to live. So I'm coming to you for answers. You my encyclopedia. Right?
I think whether every parent wants to agree to this or admit it or not, I really think that every parent has this in their mainframe that they want their child to be better than them.
Did you watch Transformers yesterday or something? Because you talking about mainframes, and you're like, I like bananas in their original form. Like, what the fuck is?
I'm reconstructing my mind right now. I've been meditating. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm getting in touch with.
You get in touch with your motherboard.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. But no, okay. I think every parent has it in their brain that they want their children to be better than them.
Yeah.
But also they also understand that every parent don't know. You don't know everything. None of us do. You know what I'm saying? And Mike Tyson said this, and I thought it was the most coldest advice to any human being as a parent. He said that your children aren't your children. It's your job to prepare for the world. You know what I'm saying? And I think
elaborate on that. I think I know what you're trying to say, but
what I took from it is, it's okay. Okay, but what I took, asshole. But what I took from that is, like, everybody has these expectations for their children. Matter of fact, look at you. Mm-hmm. Your parents wanted you to be an engineer. You became a costume designer. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say you became a sewer. I
was gonna say seamstress. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was something with an S, but not a sewer. But you became a costume designer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like I said, every parent wants their child to be better than them.
Yeah.
Because that was their struggles. You know what I'm saying? But of course, like, the world is changing from the 80s to the 90s to here we are now. You know what I'm saying? When Mike Tyson said that, I think it was more about, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to keep up with my children. All I can do is prepare them for the world, because once they leave the house, the world's going to be the biggest influence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can learn a lot from me, but my job is to prepare them for the world. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me how you think about this. Like, I learned a lot from my mom growing up. My life. When I went to the military, I got exposed to a bunch of other shit. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Why didn't I know titties exist? No, I'm just...
You mean Korea's got titties too?
Just, but what I'm saying is just so much more out there. In the world is going to mold you. You'll be raised by your parents, but the world's going to mold you to become what you are as an adult, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also think, okay, so if me hearing that statement sounds like, like, stop trying to be your kids' friends.
Okay.
Be their parent. Like, it's your job to get them prepared. You know, some people, they treat them like kids. You know, like, these are my children. So sometimes I guess it's viewed like, you know, you're treating your kids like they're toys. You're treating your kids like they're, you know, things that you can show off, and you know, just be like, okay, this look what I did, like a trophy or some shit. And in the time you spend doing that, you should be preparing them for what's going to be coming in life. And I was looking online the other day, and there was this post, I think it was on like Twitter or some shit, and it was talking about this parent who her 15-year-old son, you know, wanted a tattoo. He got like a forearm tattoo, and she was like, she said, you know, because he got good grades or something like that, like, you know, he could get that tattoo, but only if it was her name. So he got like a full forearm tattoo of her name, but he looked like he was like 12, 13, but I think he was like 15 years old. And then some people were being like, you know, that's bad parenting. And other people were like, no, it's just a tattoo. Like, what's the big deal? I know a lot of people that are young in high school that are almost fully tattooed. And the other person was saying, hey, that's a permanent decision that you're allowing your child to make, or you're making for your child. And it's like, in that instance, you're trying to be their friend. You're not being their parent.
I think that's a catch-22.
Go ahead.
Now, I don't think I can do that, but if it was done and that was the concept behind it, if you want to get this tattoo, then you got to get your good grades, do that, whatever. But if you really want this tattoo on your forearm, it's got to be my name. Then that's telling the kid, do you really want this tattoo? Because you're not getting what you want. You're getting what I want. You know what I'm saying? And like, if it was worth it, when they get older, but you know, my mom's rules. I got good grades, had to do this. You know, hopefully it leads to somewhere positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think, so in my opinion, like, in 2024, I don't think tattoos carry the stigma that they used to carry. But I don't know. In that instance, I'm like, hey, if you really want that tattoo, wait till you're 18 and you're an adult.
No, yeah.
I'm not allowing you to make a permanent decision, you know, when you, as a child, like that. You know, I think people look at it nowadays. Oh yeah, if you get it and you don't like it, you can get it lasered off. But it's like, but I think that's minimizing the whole idea that, like, you're trying to be your kid's best friend in that instance, and you're allowing them to make a permanent decision about their body and shit, and you wouldn't even trust them to fucking, you know, drive you to fucking Stop and Shop. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I said, I think it's a catch-22. Like, I don't agree, but I don't disagree either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know everybody's got their own parenting styles, and I guess, you know, if it's allowing their kid to, you know, be a better person in one aspect, and this is like the reward for it. You know, well, I don't think there's anything that bad about that, but you know, get a man $20. Fuck it. But,
$20. What's $20 this day and age? Give me a pint of Jack. Just saying.
yeah, that's only a day's ration for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Not even a day. Sometimes just in the morning.
Yeah. All right. So, was there any other aspect of this movie that, like, I mean, again, we both liked the movie, but was there any aspect that made you go like, oh, I think they're going down a bad road as far as what they're doing? So, okay. So the reason why I say that is because in the beginning of the movie, when they're at the fucking hockey game, some of the jokes that were made when they were at the hockey game, and then how they were barreling through like fucking traffic.
Yeah.
I'm just like, to me, I was like, I don't know if I like the direction it's going, but thankfully,
it came back together.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I can agree on that because I thought in the opening scene of the hockey game and everything else.
Would you don't think I like hockey because the color of my skin?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it to come across like that.
Yeah. Yeah, for the way it started off, and then going into the locker room, you know, hunting the case, whatever. And then he kept blaming it on the other dude. Like, no, this is your case. This is your case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the one part that I felt that was more like, also cheesy was when he went to take the guy's dump truck. And I think first he showed his badge, then he showed his gun or something. Because dude was like, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look, you,
Fuck you, that shit ain't real. And then he
yeah,
just like, you know what? You right. I'm gonna get out of this truck.
yeah. I mean, I get it. City living. Some people say Detroit is like the worst place for crime. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I never lived there. Couldn't tell you. You
It's
know what
getting
I'm saying?
better. I like Detroit.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, nowadays, shit, people fight cops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think in some people's reactions and some of the things they were doing to establish that it's 2024. I like
Mhm.
when he went to Beverly Hills, it was like completely different.
Yeah.
Like he had like the fucking people. They had the people. They were pushing a fucking a baby carriage, but it had a dog inside the.
Dog in it. Hell yeah.
And then the fucking oh, it's just it showed that like he's stepping in. He's an '80s guy stepping into a 2024 world. I'm just
Mm,
glad they didn't do too much of the whole fish out of water. Like, oh, you're too
okay.
old for for this shit now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes like that's the joke. Oh yeah, you got the old guy who's in the new era, and he's trying to just make jokes about like, oh, this is how we do it now versus how you
Yeah.
back then.
Hmm.
They didn't do too much of that, which I liked.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I highly recommend this movie.
Oh
This
yeah.
feels like a fucking just a good movie.
I feel like the demographic for it, the older crowd that watch the 80s movies and everything, I
Mhm.
don't think they'll be upset. And I think the newer crowd will still enjoy it just as much of a good movie. You know what I'm
So what's to you, what's the secret to making a good remake?
saying?
Not remake, but like I guess updated version. Remake, updated version. What needs to be done in order to make it successful in your mind?
I guess keeping those same morals from the first one. Like that's one thing I hate about Disney making the live version of movies
Yeah.
versus the cartoons because
But did you hate the live version? Did you hate the CGI version of Lion King?
I didn't want to watch it.
Really? Why?
I didn't want to because I ain't want to be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't take classics like that and remake them.
Yeah, I'll agree.
You know what I'm saying? And they done it to a lot. I mean, I understand you want to this is what I understand you want to make it so that newer kids get involved with it,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it's like reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
You didn't reinvent that damn wheel. All you did was change the rim size.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all you did. It's still a wheel.
yeah.
And I feel like Disney got a whole app out with all of their stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to educate kids on Disney, you just did it. You don't got to remake shit. Let their parents bring them back to Toy Story
Yeah.
and Lion King and Bambi and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, I put Fox and the Hound on. I've never got my kids to sit still for the first time. They all sat there and watched it. Like, this is amazing. And Fox and the Hound has the most worst cartoon
Yeah.
images in it,
Well,
but the story was good.
I was saying the other day, and I was like, what's a old Disney movie that just doesn't get the love that it should? And I think I was talking in terms of like merchandise, like
Okay,
and I was sitting there, I was like, I was thinking of a movie, I was like, maybe the Fox and the Hound.
that's
Fox
one of
and
my
the Hound's
favorite ones.
awesome. Yeah.
Hmm.
Cool. Because okay, so when I watched the CGI Lion King movie, and
Okay.
I didn't mind it. I like the updated visuals and stuff like that. But the one thing that upset me more than anything is I think they went for name value when picking the voices instead of picking the voices that fit the character.
Hmm.
Prime example. Listen, I love Donald Glover.
Okay.
Donald Glover should not be playing Simba because the way he's talking in that movie, you see, and mind you, it's CGI, so it looks
Yeah.
more like a real lion, and all you hear is, yeah, you just got to go over here, no, we'll just go over here to the elephant graveyard, and we'll just go do this. Like,
Hmm.
it just sounds so relaxed. I was like, come on, like this doesn't sound good.
Hmm.
And
Gotcha.
Beyonce was like Nala, I think, and I was just like, come on, like stop.
Like I said, you can't. And like I said it before, in my opinion, I feel like Lion King, the original one, was Disney's best movie.
Mhm.
The family
As far as
betrayal.
cartoons.
I mean, just in general.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a top 3 Disney movie all time.
hmm You know what I'm saying? Your uncle kills your dad, betrays you. You know what I'm saying? You got to come back and fight family because that's a that telltale sign. It's the closest people to you that'll hurt you the most, and you don't never see it coming.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like why is there I get the idea that like there's a lot of remakes out there because one, all the ideas are like, there's a lot of ideas that are already taken.
Mhm.
And two, when you're a kid and you see a movie that you love and you get the chance to remake it the way you want to make it,
Mhm.
like I get the idea of like, okay, then let me see if I can do something with this because I love this movie. I want to try to remake it. But I don't know. Well, where's all the original ideas? Again, we're talking about they're resurrecting an 80s franchise for this.
Mhm.
Like, where's all the new Eddie Murphy movies? You People was, not a great movie, but at least it was a new a new story,
It was better than Coming to America, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't cover that.
Everybody was just say, I liked all the references to the old movie and everything. So they want to
Go
watch
the
it.
old
But
one.
yeah. 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 What do what Jay-Z say? They with the old me, they go buy my old album. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Jay-Z,
Mhm.
did you see the trailer for Gladiator 2?
I finally seen it now. And I was like, okay.
Okay, so what'd you think? Because it's been getting a lot of hate online.
Well, I'm actually excited to see it because first Gladiator was amazing to me.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I'm saying?
that's like your favorite movie.
One of it's up there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
besides,
if it's on, I'll stop and watch it. Like
besides Medea's Halloween, that's
nah,
your favorite movie.
no shit. Nothing against Tyler Perry, but ain't shit about Medea in any of my top nothing.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
fire.
Nah,
Actually, okay.
300,
Okay, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
300 Big Fish. You know what I'm saying? Forrest Gump. But Gladiator is one of the movies, man.
Yeah.
And um, of course, I was skeptical about it at first, especially with Denzel Washington being in it. But in my opinion, he ain't really gonna pick no dumb shit to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm more curious about how they're gonna flip his character, not only him as an actor, him as a man, him as his lifestyle, because his catalog is enormous. You know what I'm saying? So when I actually saw the trailer for it and what I think his character might be and everything else, I was like, this might actually be good.
Well, so here's the thing, like, Denzel's one of those people that like I'm not gonna say he's typecast, but like he kind of always plays kind of a similar character, and it's hard not to see that kind of character out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's my thing. I like when I watch him, I'm hoping he doesn't feel like a modern person placed in that environment. I hope he feels like he belongs in that environment.
Gotcha.
No.
I mean, I don't know much about Pedro Pascal. I mean,
Well, that's the Mandalorian, bro.
yeah, but I ain't never seen it. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking Joel from fucking The Last of Us.
Yeah, I know that and everything, but I mean, I know
He was also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
See, I know all that. I know he was in the Equalizer as I think one of the villains in there. But I mean, like I said, I don't know much of his catalog. Now I ain't saying he's a terrible actor like that because I only seen a couple of things with him.
Yeah.
But I think he I don't know if he's the main character in this one, but I know he's up there as one of the main characters.
Yeah. Well, that's
you know what I'm saying.
He's played villains before. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was in Narcos. I want to say he was the villain in Narcos. He was either the villain or he was the detective. I forget. But he's in all. He's one of those actors that all of a sudden you look back, you're like, oh, he was in this. Oh, he was in this. Oh shit! Like he gonna be fucking Reed Richards in Fantastic Four.
I don't know. I mean, after watching the official trailer, finally, I might go see it.
But what'd you think about the Jay-Z like fucking lyrics? That's why I was getting a lot of fucking hate. It's like, oh, all of a sudden you got Denzel Washington in it, and now you're gonna have Jay-Z and like it don't feel like a Roman thing. Now it feels like
no, you gotta be thinking, what's the lyrics? Because I can't. I know it's in there, but I can't remember what lyrics he used from him.
I forget. It's something. No, No kingdom, some shit.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's a king to a god? What's a god to a
Yeah,
king? Like that?
yeah.
Yeah. What's a king to an unbeliever? You know what I'm saying? Or what's a god? Yeah. Nah, I feel like the lyrics fit the movie
Yeah.
because Rome was about the gods and kings and Caesar shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like,
But
but do you think hip hop lends itself? Why is hip hop in there when Denzel's in there, huh?
but
Why can't
see,
you have Bruce Springsteen? You know,
nah, nah,
you have some Michael
nah,
Bolton.
nah. You need a for a Gladiator who wants to live up to that its main hype in the first one.
Mhm.
You gotta have a hard song. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care who you are. Like I don't know all the lyrics to that song, but that beat and even that one little chorus,
Mhm.
that shit is hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And hip hop is taking over right now. Hip hop 50, it's everywhere. Everything else,
It's the
like I
most
told you,
it's the most popular form of music in the world.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But I feel like if they're gonna use a song for this type of movie,
Yeah,
why would it not be those lyrics or Run This Town? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just even if you slow it down and mix up the beat a little bit, but use those lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about Transformers, Beast Wars. It was hip hop throughout the whole movie, but it was the wrong hip hop to me. You know what I'm
Yeah, 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 yeah,
saying? Like you should have had Wu-Tang in there somewhere or something, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or but I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
I don't feel the way about it. You
I'm
know what?
I'm looking forward to Gladiator 2. I never saw well, I didn't see Gladiator 1 in the theater. I
Mhm.
didn't see Gladiator 1 until you made me watch it.
Yeah, like what, 2 years ago? That shit's been out since like what, 2002?
Yeah. So matter of fact, okay, so speaking of 80s stuff, uh they got a Terminator anime coming to fucking
I thought I saw something like that.
bro, watch the trailer. That shit looks crazy.
Hmm.
Crazy. I might have to go rewatch some Terminator shit just to get ready for it.
Okay.
Anyways, all right. Final thoughts on Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Like I said, I think it was a good movie. I think it hits all the demographics for the older crowd and the young crowd.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, just a cool watch. I mean, I don't really got nothing. The negative things I said about it were minimal. Just the
Listen,
fact they played the song through the whole movie, and
listen. I think you're gonna have to give me a little more variety in your terminology because you said trigger warning was a cool watch. Now you're saying this is a cool watch.
nah, it
Trigger warning was
was cool for Jessica Alba. We discussed that.
yeah, that's because I'm watching Lips and Skin. I'm not watching Lips and Skin for this. This one's an actual great movie.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it was great, but it was
It's
good.
great. It's a great movie
Okay,
because it's an 80s cop kind of movie. I think it's a great movie. I think if it was in theaters, it'd have made at least 400,000, 400 million. I bet. 400,000.
okay. You think okay? No, I don't know how much the budget was for this movie.
I don't, but it's good. I like it. You can already hear my opinion on it. I really like this movie.
Yeah,
Yes, it was good. It was to me, it was very good.
yeah. Like I said, Trigger one was cool because Jessica Alba, but this one was cool to watch because it actually was cool to watch.
Yeah, yeah. This one
Just say,
I watch this because I want to watch. I watch
yeah.
Trigger Warning because what I want to do.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, well, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
And the boy Chris Brown, aka Red for Delta. Yeah, we get out there.
Yeah, and like I said in one of them other videos, subscribe, leave a comment, and just let us know what you guys want us to see. Tell us.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something on streaming that we haven't even noticed yet. Matter of fact, I've been watching Devil in Ohio. That's gotten really good. I got 2 episodes left.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
a little
watch, I don't
too.
watch much TV.
That's a little too close to home for you, bro. Because
What
you
you mean?
live amongst those kind of areas. If you had them kind of people in the woods, you know, just
Man,
say, hey,
yeah. How you know I'm not one of those people in the woods?
listen. Well, they all dressed in black, so you might be. They all look like Chris Brown naked in the woods.
I don't gotta get dressed in black. I am black. You know what I'm
Like it's like, oh, you hide? You want me to hide? Okay.
just don't
Close
smile.
them
Put some shades on. Shit.
Anyways, all right. I will catch y'all later.
Yes, sir.
Um.
I'm a warrior.